The story of Vein of Destiny didn't begin with a world. It was forged from inspiration, a spark lit from voices whose message echoed in some cases over millennia of time. Writers like Victor Hugo, George Sand, Homer, and Sappho revealed to me something essential about what it means to be human, that we are all inextricably connected to something greater than ourselves, and that this power courses through our very veins. Hugo wrote, "Though we chisel away at the mysterious block from which our life is made, the dark vein of destiny continually reappears." Homer sang that no man or woman born coward or brave can shun his destiny. Sappho wrote, "A delicate fire runs beneath my skin," and Sand spoke of an iron law presides over our destiny. From these muses came a realization that destiny is not something written in stone, it is rather a current beneath everything, calling to us. That realization led to a distinction that shaped everything that followed, the difference between force and power. I knew the world I was building had to be cosmologically sound, something that explained not just what happens but why it happens. A book called Power versus Force by David R. Hawkins offered a framework, one that distinguished between energies that align and those that resist. In Vein of Destiny, that idea evolved. Power became pulse power, and what opposes it became fracture force. Force resists, it divides, it pushes against the current and breaks what it cannot control. Power aligns, it moves with the current, drawing strength from coherence instead of domination. And from that came the central truth that true power is not something you impose, it is something you align with. From that principle, the system expanded into what I came to call the 7 pulses, the fundamental energies that move through all life within my fantasy world. These pulses were influenced by ancient traditions that described energy centers within the body, often called chakras, each representing a different mode of being. I wasn't interested in recreating those systems, but rather in translating their essence into something that could exist within a living world. Each pulse became more than an energy. It became a way of seeing, a way of acting, a way of moving through reality. And from those ways of being, forms began to emerge. These became the foundations for my character pulse classes. Way guides, mind wardens, wind speakers, accord dealers, vein guardians, pulse smiths, and wild callers. Different paths, different expressions, all moving within the same underlying system. As the system took shape, I began looking beyond fiction, studying how civilizations form, evolve, and express what they value most. Works like the Durant's The Story of Civilization and Borston's The Creators, The Discoverers, and The Seekers elucidated how culture, knowledge, and purpose shape entire worlds. I realized my world, now called Aurevyn, couldn't just be imagined, it had to be built. The 7 pulses became 7 lands, each one reflecting a way of living, survival, creation, discipline, connection, expression, strategy, and transcendence. These lands drew inspiration from real cultures, nomadic survivalists, warrior traditions, seekers of knowledge, creators of art and science. The goal was something precise, to feel familiar at its core yet organically new. And in that moment I realized this wasn't just a world, it was something between myth and structure, something I came to call a myth-arc fantasy. But a system without disruption is incomplete. There had to be a moment where alignment breaks. I wasn't interested in creating a villain. I was interested in creating a consequence. Not pure darkness per se, but fracture. My villain had to be a being that could no longer perceive the whole. That being became Varnathal, and the fracture the great severing. A rupture in the current of pulse power that split reality itself. I wanted to emphasize that harmony is not permanent. And even within unity, the possibility of fracture always exists. As my world expanded, one question kept returning. How much of our path is chosen and how much is already set? If the pulse calls to us, what does it mean to follow it? And what does it mean to resist it? I was reminded of the game Dungeons and Dragons, where choice, consequence, and identity are shaped by the paths we decide to take as well as the chance roll of the dice. I wanted Vein of Destiny to expand in the same way, not just as a story, but as something you engage with. And in that process, the central idea became clear. Destiny is not something we find. It is something ever-present, though rarely recognized or channeled. It is a golden vein beneath everything we do, always there, always calling, no further than the pulse beat of one's heart.